Making your neck even smaller than it already is.
It's okay. I've accepted and come to peace with God that I don't have a neck. It's alright. Even if I lose the weight, I won't have a neck. It's fine. You know who doesn't have a neck? My nephew. So, you know, God answers prayers. Raiders!
Now he's a Raiders fan.
Always been a Raiders fan. They finally gave me a reason to show them some respect. Because they've been disrespecting their own fan base for a while now. It took long enough. Shout out to all you Deadbolt Chargers fans, a.k.a. Pete with the season tickets. How's that working out for you?
What's that supposed to mean? I'm sorry, I didn't get the joke.
Neither did Brandon Staley. That's why he needed a timeout.
Ouch.
That was louder than usual.
What's up, good people? Live from the Good News radio station out in Los Angeles, California. This is Touchdowns and Tangents, your Thursday night spot for NFL takes and topical tangents. I am PD Camarillo, and he is
Kenneth Frank Jamesbury. I am him, and he is I.
Shout out to X Squad affiliates. Shout out to FPC Radio, and shout out to the Good News Radio.
You know what? It's really simple. Downloading the Good News Radio app. Like, it's free. I mean, you can literally sit here and enjoy all your favorite shows for free. Like, the whole Good News Radio podcast network. You can access and find some of the best shows, personalities like us. You know. All I'm saying is, man, you know, really? 6 feet? Stupid. All I'm saying is, you know, right at the tip of your fingers. You know, unlike the Chargers.
It's called a live read, not a fucking testimonial.
Shh. That's the point of a testimonial. Unlike the Chargers, who had, you know, they had victory at the tips of their fingers. All they had to do was cooperate. Cooperate.
That's like turning in a 1,200 word feature when all I asked for was a news blurb.
That's like
100 word news blurb.
That's like
which probably you've done before. I'm sure you've done that before. Honestly,
I think my first basketball story over the winter break
was like a 3-part series that I had to completely rewrite.
3,000. No, you just published all of it. You just took out one word and just said, fuck this. Like, it's good. You don't need to write this many words. It was like a 900 word recap. No. It was like a 2,000 word recap.
Yeah, it was like a 2,000 word recap.
It was like
2 days late.
I was like,
it was like Saturday, you turned it in like Monday night.
I could have turned it in right after the game.
And you were like, well, technically they haven't played yet still, so it's fine.
I was like, technically this encapsulates the whole weekend. And I was like, damn, I can't turn in this recap and then do the recap of the recap. And then you're just like, you're thinking too much. Literally, the first idea you had would have been perfectly fine. But it's good to know you can write 2,000 words on a fucking recap, because that was a lot of basketball and it was pretty boring, even though they dominated. So, you know. That helped me in my journalistic career, realizing, at least I know
that was when I first met you, so I had the kid gloves on.
Nah, because like I did stuff before that. That was when the semester was over. I came in like October. That was like December, January. So I was kind of already entrenched. I mean, shout out to Todd Gurley. I mean, shout out to all the former Bulldogs. I don't know about, you know, Taylor Rapp right now. I don't know how he's feeling.
Isn't Taylor Rapp from Washington?
Yeah.
So what does Washington have to do with anything?
I mean, they're Huskies. Dogs, Huskies, same family. You know, they didn't
you
win.
pulled that one out of your ass. That was nice.
No, I didn't.
That was nice. You got it together.
I mean, kind of just like that read.
That was not a read.
I read everything on the paper.
That was not a read.
I read everything on the paper.
And guess what?
I read everything on the paper.
Now that advertiser,
my order.
And now that advertiser wants their money back because you didn't read exactly the messaging that they wanted. So now you have to give them another fucking 2 minutes.
I didn't agree
for free.
I'll give you another 2 minutes, but I didn't agree to anything.
Maybe you do need the training.
Nah, I don't. I just like to be different sometimes.
Yeah,
but
different is cool, but different is also code for
Let's talk about it. No, it's not.
At least at first.
I mean, if you're Wale, different is definitely like probably wrong. I guess I don't know. Anyway, Pete's wearing the shirt of a loser, and
that's why the Clippers have the higher seed, right? Continue.
How many championships do they have?
Continue.
How many champions? The Lakers have become the UCLA football of basketball, and the Clippers
that's what happens when you
sell your soul. When you sell your soul to the championship team that
has
nobody
had
respects.
a better record than you for 11 out of 12 years. That's crazy.
What did you just say?
11 out of 12 years, the Clippers have had a better record than the Lakers. That's fucking wild. 13 years on it. I think it's 12 out of 13.
Hold on. You're making my brain hurt. What? It's been... Kobe retired when? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Longer than that.
6 years ago?
It's been like 6 years, yeah.
Shit. And they were terrible for about 4 years.
No, they had like 7 years of not making the playoffs.
Fuck.
Yeah, because remember, Kobe was hurt for 2 years, too.
3.
Julius Randle's already a grown-ass man.
He's like, what, year 7?
Yeah.
Fuck. No, because wasn't him and Anthony Davis... No, he came before Anthony Davis, right?
Fuck. No, he came after.
Did he?
Oh, well, you mean draft-wise or to Lakers?
Yeah, because Cousins came first.
Wait, what are you asking?
I'm talking Kentucky players, because like...
Yeah, Julius Randle's after
came
them.
to the league
he was
after
them.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he was after them.
And Anthony Davis is what, in his 10th year in the league?
Basically, yeah. Sounds right.
Wow.
He might be like 8th or 9th, yeah.
Because he came in the
you're
league
old,
at like
bro.
17 or 18.
Yeah, you're old, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
You're old too. Shut up, bitch. Just because I'm going to be 30 before you. But nah, man. Speaking of something that's old, outside from the Chargers choking and,
Did they really choke, though?
Yeah.
I don't think they really choked, honestly. I think
Brandon
the Raiders
Staley
just wanted that one a slightly bit more, and they were at home.
I think the Raiders were going to be cool about it, but then Brandon Staley's dumbass called a timeout when they were just content with running the clock out.
Nah, they were gonna call a timeout too.
We don't know that. It was 8 seconds left on the play clock.
They didn't have to.
If they were going to call a timeout, they would have called
the field goal after that.
If they were going to call a timeout, they would have called it much sooner. They let the clock run like twice. They ran the ball straight up the middle out of shotgun. The Chargers defense stopped tackling. Let's be honest now. The Chargers gave up on defense before the Raiders did. Jacobs ran hard.
The Chargers haven't been able to stop the run all year. They're like 30th.
I'm just saying, Jacobs went off, and at those last 2 runs, one was 20 yards, and one was 15. The Chargers stopped tackling.
They wore down.
They stopped tackling. I think the Chargers knew, if they're going to stop, we'll stop too. Because, how do you go for it on 4th and, what was it, 3?
That shit was wild. That was some
You're on 18?
That
I was like,
some man shit,
this
bro.
is a Madden glitch, bro. I've done this before.
Shit.
This is a touchdown or...
And the Raiders still only got a fucking field goal out of that. That shit pissed me off.
The Raiders have made the playoffs
for only the second time in 20 years. Congrats.
And John Gruden wasn't responsible for either time.
Technically. But logically.
Logistically, Rich, I keep fucking up his last name.
Racist.
No, I just keep forgetting how to say it.
You just
called him a
stereotypical fucking
no, his first name is Rich.
Name. That's like me being like, oh, what's your name again? Dante? Rich. Oh, shit. My bad.
You said Jerome, it would have been more.
Well, you said fucking Tony.
I didn't. I said Rich.
You said Tony before you said Rich.
I didn't say Tony.
Okay, we'll run the tape back. We'll run the fucking tape back.
This
is going to be a fucking bit. This is going to be a fucking bit. God damn it, Eric, if you're listening, cut this for me. Because you literally said Tony.
I hope he's working Rams
games. You said Tony, and then you were like, I forgot his name. He actually quit like 2 weeks in.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Me and Eric don't talk like that no more?
Yeah, he quit. So it was a shit show. Mixed with like a dumpster fire.
Well, that's how it always is. That's how it was. I quit the first week because I was like, "Oh, y'all having underage people serve people alcohol. I'm out. I'm out before this gets worse." And I can say that I was.
It got better since then, though.
They got much better.
It got much better.
They actually like hit me up to see.
But it's still not that much better.
They hit me up to see if I could work the Super Bowl. I'm thinking about doing it.
You won't.
Should I?
You won't do it.
Should I really work the Super Bowl?
Yeah, you should definitely.
Should I do it?
But you won't.
Put up a poll. We'll put up a poll. But I gotta work the tailgates for like 12 hours.
What's wrong with that?
Should I do it?
I mean, you're still getting paid to be at the Super Bowl.
Would you do it though?
I would do it.
Should I hit them back up and let me work in sessions? Should I do it?
I would do it. The Super Bowl is going to be more
It's going to be a bitch getting out of it.
Unless the Raiders or the Rams are in it, the Super Bowl is going to be
Unless they cancel it and move it to Texas. Because, the Omicron.
That's a thing, yeah.
The Omicron now is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So, I mean, like, I got tested twice in one day.
Yee.
Blood work and then the nose swab. Which, by the way, they don't shove that shit deep in your ear anymore. They just like whirly bird it around your nose, your nostril. I was like,
you mean they don't shove it up your nose?
They don't shove it all the way up your nose anymore.
You said ear first. See,
I didn't say ear.
Bro,
I did not say ear.
Bro, are you good?
I said whirly bird around your nose. I didn't say ear.
No, you said
at all.
ear before that.
I
Are
did
you
not
good,
say
bro?
Ear, bro?
Are you good?
Are you here? You can't see.
You got that Java Bell, son. You got that CD.
That's not funny. Town business. I definitely didn't say ear. What the fuck are you listening
You literally said ear,
I did not say ear. Somebody's probably in the chat, but like I didn't say ear. Check the other chat that E and them are in.
I can't believe that shit. That's crazy. You can't remember shit. See, Kenny, I think you said it.
Really?
You called him Tony. I told you.
Tony on that scroll up because he could be talking about something else. Because I didn't fucking
No,
say
that's it. That's the one thing.
That's the only thing? Well, shit.
We're going to run the tape back, bro.
I might have been talking about something else, but I was going to say I can't say Rich Bashir. I can't say his last name.
Unless it's the skull.
If I hear it, I can say it.
Unless it's the soul of the skinny twin that you ate in the womb.
That's not funny.
Let himself out.
That's not funny. My birthday's in a month. Fuck you. That's not funny.
You don't even know. The skinny twin's coming out, bro.
I had a twin sister. That's fucked up.
He just waited till 30.
I had a twin sister.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Dick.
What? To Kendra?
Fuck you, bro.
What would your mom have named her?
What did you just say?
Kendra?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Story time. He said early on, said Alzheimer's. That's not funny. It runs in my family. It's really not funny. Like, I don't know if it's because of the jab I got, but my memory's been kind of weird, and I've been getting headaches lately.
Maybe it's all the sugar you've been eating. But.
No, I definitely am going to blame it on the shot that I took in September. That's not having lingering effects. Yo. But no, so story time. My mom, she's pregnant with twins. Unfortunately, I think she's talked about this on the show before. But like, unfortunately, miscarriage. I was gonna say Penny, Kenny and Penny. That, god damn it. I'll get to that later.
I like Kendra better.
Yeah, that was her name. So my mom got a bunch of baby clothes for girls, baby onesies for girls and shit, a bunch of clothes, because she thought she was only pregnant and like the ultrasound only said there was one kid, and that it was a girl. So she had a miscarriage, but she was still sick. So what the fuck is going on? She goes back to the doctor. Doctor's like, actually, you had twins. There's a boy in there. And then my grandfather was like, oh my God. Because, like, had a bunch of girls in the family. There's only, like, a couple male cousins. And, like, his youngest daughter had a son. Wait, did I say that right? See, now you got me second-guessing my fucking self.
You can't say shit today, bro.
Yeah, it's been weird. So, yeah. So, my grandpa was like, damn, my youngest daughter is having a boy. This is amazing. And I pretty much got named after my grandfather. But my first name is because my mom's best friend was named Kenny. That she worked with at the Naval Hospital in Oakland before Clinton shut it down. Yeah. So that's how I'm named Kenny. But she went back to the doctor. They're like, oh, you're actually having a boy. And then my grandma and my grandpa and my mom were like, well, fuck, we got a ton of girls' baby clothes that we can't return. So until I grew out of it for like 3-4 months, or probably, I think the longest was like 7, my mom dressed me in girls' baby clothes. And then the running joke is, oh, we would have named you Kendra. I was like, see? This is why I was an asshole to y'all. Yeah, the naval base. Actually, Eric, I'm going to get back to my mom because she probably was there. I don't remember the name of the... yeah, Alameda. There we go. She worked at a naval base in Alameda and something.
Really? Else. That's a brewery now. That's crazy.
That's a brewery now? Oh,
yeah, the brewery's lit.
So
I've been to the brewery.
So I mean, is that a field trip? Is that a?
It's right there. It's right there on the bay. It's really nice.
Touchdowns and Tangents field trip.
Yeah, there's like a vodka tasting spot right there, a wine tasting spot. There's like, it's like 4 different, a brewery, a vodka, wine, and then there's like one more thing.
So I'm gonna get drunk at the.
I mean, it kind of has like a eerie.
Wait,
naval base vibe, but outside of that,
last joke
cool.
didn't make any sense. That wasn't funny. And the Raiders are definitely going to go further than the Niners, possibly.
All right, so with that, man, let's jump right into the football. A bunch of shit happened this week. Mainly, the playoffs are set.
Let's start with the fact that all the Chargers had to do was fucking not call a timeout, and the Raiders would have tied.
Honestly, I was down to tie just to send a big FU to the Steelers.
Thank you. Fuck you, big man. Go into retirement a loser. No, I'm just kidding.
But honestly, I didn't want to play the Chiefs.
No, Eric,
in the first
it's too late.
round.
You already fucked up in the chat. You already misspelled it. The
and Justin Herbert
is a dog.
I wouldn't want those problems. I wouldn't want one game versus Justin Herbert.
When I covered him in the Senior Bowl, his whole career.
Hey, Kenny, did you cover Justin Herbert at the Senior Bowl?
Well, there was this one time at the Senior Bowl. Did you not cover Justin Herbert?
Hey, Kenny, did you cover Bill 2 years ago?
Yeah, he won the academic Heisman too. But yeah, like I watched him play at Oregon, and I was like, okay, if he can grow into to where he can aggressively throw the ball downfield. And then you realize that Oregon...
You thought he was overrated at Oregon until you saw him at the Senior Bowl.
No, because he had such a great running game. He had such a great running game and supporting cast. I was like, fam, they just run the ball. Like, he only throws it when he has to. But his receivers really weren't that great because Juwan Johnson, who's a tight end in the NFL for the Saints, was a starting wide receiver who was a transfer from Penn State. That was his leading receiver. A dude who's now a tight end in the NFL. So, yeah. And then Johnny Johnson, who's going to be at the NFLPA Bowl, he's there. But I think they had Micah Pittman. They had a super young. It was the receiving corps wasn't that great, but they had a ton of great running backs and 4 senior linemen, and then Panay Sewell at left tackle, who was a freshman All-American, and you saw what he did as a sophomore. But yeah, when you look at Herbert, honestly, if you put Herbert on the Chargers, I could argue that. I mean, you put Herbert on the
can't
Chiefs.
talk today,
I really
bro.
Can't. Fuck. Wow. If you put Herbert on the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they might be better. He doesn't make the mechanical mistakes that Patrick Mahomes makes. And he actually played his first year. Mahomes didn't and couldn't. I honestly believe Herbert is a better quarterback. And he's more athletic. Ran a faster 40 and everything. He's more athletic than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is still a top 3 QB, top 5 QB. But in the long run, Herbert will be a problem if you just fix the defense and give him an offensive line.
I just thought it was crazy how the Ravens went from a contending team in the middle of the season to the bottom team in their division.
All those injuries. All those injuries
really fast
beat them down. And the scary thing is, once they get healthy, they're back to being a Super Bowl contender.
Are they, though?
100% healthy? Yeah. You got to throw this year away, bro. Lamar's ankle was banged up. Everybody was getting COVID, sick. Half the team tore their ACL.
Their defense has been stitched together for like a solid 5 years.
J.K. Dobbins was going to have a breakout year.
Their defense has been like stitched together for like 5 years.
J.K. Dobbins.
They need to actually give that defense some TLC and some resources.
I mean,
and not just expecting their DBs to make everything happen by jumping every route.
J.K. Dobbins and A.J. Dillon. I think he's better than A.J. Dillon, but A.J. Dillon and J.K. Dobbins are like future Pro Bowlers. They were going to do some things with Dobbins, which would have opened up the passing game more. And you saw what Mark Andrews did when him and Hollywood Brown went over 1,000 yards. And Andrews broke the receiving record for the franchise in the season. Catches and yards. So I look at the Ravens, they are hurt. They'll come back. Their first round pick was really good. But yeah, like Eric said in the chat, like Herbert's more patient with the ball. And yeah, he went 34 of 64. He kept throwing. His receivers made Guyton made a hell of a catch where it should have been like 4th down, and he somehow caught that shit on the sideline and stayed in bounds. That was a hell of a catch.
When he threw that
it was like I think
the touchdown?
No. That was crazy too.
I was talking about the touchdown where he rolled out, threw across his body, and threw it right perfectly in between the two defenders. That shit was crazy. I was like, that looks like a simple play because it's only like 15 yards. But I was like, that is not a simple play.
Most QBs can't do that.
That was fucking spectacular. And he put it like literally in the fucking perfect spot. It's crazy. But yeah, also a team that collapsed last week, the Colts, they got their cheeks smacked by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They haven't won there since, like 5-6 years?
Since Obama was president. Like since we were in college.
Damn.
Like since you were at Elko. You were at Elko the last time the Colts won in Jacksonville.
Damn. That's pathetic, sir.
That was 3 lives ago. Like you already died and come back 3 times since
that's
then.
5 incarnations ago.
I
barely recognized that guy. Like, shit, my sister might have still been in high school. Was my sister in high school the last time they beat the Colts? Fuck.
And then when Andrew Luck and RG3 were at the RCA Dome.
Andrew Luck looks healthy with all that extra football weight off his face and jowls. And he's like, my father was loaded before I went to college, and now I'm even more brilliant, and I retired at the right time. They really ruined Andrew Luck. The Colts didn't deserve him.
And they were like, when I saw a meme, it was like, high school reunion, POV high school reunion. One of you guys is a high esteemed lawyer. That was RG3, and the other one's a geology teacher who loves his life.
Yeah.
Hey, holy shit.
And the geology teacher was the star QB. And the crazy thing is, Stanford recruited RG3 to play defensive back.
That would have been wild. They would have messed him up.
They messed him up. He
would have been a 7th round pick playing in the NFLPA game.
Instead, he goes to Baylor and changes the whole trajectory of their program. He really should be in their Hall of Fame right now.
I don't know if Baylor deserves a Hall of Fame.
Mike Singletary went to Baylor. Show some respect.
A lot of things have happened at Baylor that aren't worth respect.
I mean, we're not going to talk about the kicker who stabbed his teammate to get playing time. We're not going to talk about the basketball team where the same thing happened. And I think
the really buff dude.
The girls basketball team. No, Oakland.
The scandals.
Oakland got accused of rape, and then he beat the case and had his life ruined, but then he went on to play in the XFL. And I think he got hooked onto an NFL team. Oakland got a raw deal.
I don't know about that, man.
No, he was proven 100%
probably should have taken off the muscle milk.
What? This is why you're getting canceled. What did you just say?
He should have laid off the muscle milk.
He's 6'9", bro.
He was too buff. And
got clapped in their bowl.
Couldn't move. It looked like he hurt getting in the 3-point stance. That's how buff he was.
He is 6'9".
Like
a 6'9" defensive end who didn't have
he didn't even put his hand
down.
He put his bicep down on the ground. Like that's how buff he was. He created his own stance. It was like an 8-point stance.
The meme was hilarious, though. With the stomach out.
Yeah, it was.
I'm just like Tarzan play like Jane. But no, he was actually pretty good in the XFL. Just needed some fine tuning.
Nah, he got cut. He bounced around the XFL.
No, he was on the Avengers. Or not the Avengers.
He was on 2 teams in the XFL. He was on one team, got cut, and then went somewhere else.
Found a home in L.A.
Yeah, some shit like that.
He was better off in L.A. There's a couple guys. I mean, it was a couple receivers.
Here we go with the XFL PR. Last week, when we actually had something to talk about, you didn't want to talk about the XFL.
You brought it up.
But now we're talking about
You brought it up. Sir, you brought this up.
All right, so let's talk about the playoff matchups real quick.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yeah, because then we got to get the head coaching after this.
All right, first game, the one we've been talking about, the one we care about most, Saturday. Raiders, Bengals. Who are you taking? Key matchup. What are you looking at?
I know Joe Burrow isn't 100% healthy, but the Bengals clapped the Raiders 32-13. And the way they played against the Chargers, bro, all the completions they gave up and just penalties, Jamar Chase is going to pick a DB and just throw his hand up. Tyler Boyd was a former 1,000-yard receiver in this league. T. Higgins, 1,000 yards this year, like 1,100, I think. Joe Mixon, 1,000-yard running back. They can't stop this offense, and the defense can be sneaky good. The only way I think they lose it if the defense stalls them out, Burrow gets hurt, and they have to bring somebody to back him up. Because I don't trust the Bengals kicker. He's missed too many field goals. This has to be a 120-point game for the Raiders to win. If it gets to 28, Raiders are done.
Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like the Bengals might not be the most talented team in the bracket, but they're definitely the worst matchup for the Raiders. Like in terms of the size and the speed that they have on the outside, the fact that they have Mixon, who's a physical runner, he's not going to back down to those linebackers of the Raiders. Honestly, that tight end, he might go off because I was waiting for him to go off all fucking fantasy season. He just had that 3-4 game stretch that was crazy. And they came back to earth. But I would expect him to go off. In addition to that, man, the Raiders, they've been playing playoff football now for 3-4 weeks? Every week a must win. They're just going to run out of gas. They don't have enough talent. I hate to say it, but they just don't have enough talent. I hate to say it, but I've been saying it all year. They don't have enough talent. Period. They don't have an alpha receiver. You could say, okay, Hunter Renfrow's number 1 receiver, but I would rather have him as a number 2 receiver. I'm not going to slight Hunter Renfrow because he got his 1,000 yards. He's been our only bright spot. He is a football player. He is a championship caliber player. He plays football the way football is meant to be played. I would not take anything away from that man, except for he shouldn't be the focal point of any NFL offense. He should be the added side that's like fire. Like, when you get a good steak. No, nobody eats the coleslaw, bro. That's like a fullback. Alec Ingold is the coleslaw.
A lot of people eat coleslaw, and I don't understand why. I don't know why you throw it in. I'd rather have a garnish.
Yeah, but anyways, I think, much like you said, they got to keep it under 30. But the biggest thing for me is Joe Burrow has just been playing so well against the blitz. He knows how to find those open targets. Again, those receivers are so damn big. The Raiders are going to have to get pressure with 4-3, which they've been able to do, but they just don't convert. Like, everyone wants to point to, Max Crosby led the league in pressures. Oh, great. That's like leading the fucking club in numbers and then getting no action out of it. Awesome. What do you have to show for it? 8 sacks? He had to go against
7, 8.
That Chargers right side of the offensive line is fucking trash. I'm sorry.
They hold every good defensive end the Raiders have. I just want to also point
And
out,
it only took that. You needed to go against the Chargers twice.
Sacks? How many sacks does Yannick have?
And not just that, but actually, if you look at true sack rate, which is something that there's this newsletter I read, Trench Warfare, and basically they broke it down and per snap basis, like on true sacks, meaning you get free, you actually get the sack. It's not just like, oh, someone else chased him out of the pocket and then he got to the line of scrimmage and then you tackled him 1 yard behind and got a sack. For true sacks by snap, you know who one of the leaders is in the entire league for sack rate?
TJ Watt.
Somebody on this side of the coast, this side of the world.
Yannick has 10 sacks.
Sack rate, meaning like amount of sacks they get per snaps. So this could be someone who's only a rotational player, but they get sacks.
And it's not Yannick. And it's not Max.
It's not an obvious name. Are you ready for it?
Don't say Cleveland Farrell. I walk
Close. Close. Who wore Cleveland Farrell's number last year? The last 2 years?
Arden Key.
Arden Key is number 2 in sacks per snap. Number 1 is Von Miller.
That's interesting.
Number 2 is Arden Key.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Arden Key. Because, I mean, as much pressure and havoc as Max Crosby can create, even just bull rushing people, getting around people, it's just, again, much like
Yannick
Hunter
has
Renfrow.
10 sacks, by the way.
Much like Hunter Renfrow, he needs more help.
Yannick has 10 sacks and didn't make the Pro Bowl. How
All
you
right.
lead your team in sacks, but Crosby gets the Pro Bowl?
So, I guess I'm going with the Bengals, but my heart still says the Raiders.
I think the Bengals are probably going to whoop their ass 42-28. 42-24, because the Raiders love field goals. You can't win games kicking field goals.
All right, next
I don't know
matchup
who told you that.
on Saturday, New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Bills at home. They just beat the Patriots for a division, but I just like the home field advantage.
I don't
Defense. They can't. Fuck, I've been saying this all year. They can't be this bad at running the ball.
They can't be this bad at not being able to beat the Patriots. I think the Bills' offense is going to be like, all right, fuck this.
We got to stop losing to these guys.
We're not losing to these guys. They don't have a number one receiver.
They don't have enough.
I don't
They
care
don't have enough.
I don't know how great their defense is. We have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox. We're not losing to you guys anymore. And you can't get to the AFC title game last year and then lose to the Patriots, who have a rookie QB, first time in franchise history.
Shout out to Elam in the chat. He said Nick Bosa. Yeah, Nick Bosa is actually top 5 in
Racism?
true sacks. That too. Both the Bosa brothers are,
But
actually,
we let it go.
because they're technicians.
They're group grinders.
Wow. And then the night game, or no, there's no night game. It's just 2 games
Bum, bum, bum.
because they have a Monday night. I forgot.
The next day is the NFC stuff.
All right, so then the next day, Sunday, we got first Eagles, Buccaneers.
I'm gonna be
Classic
honest.
early 2000s matchup.
I'm gonna be honest. The Eagles could very well steal this game.
Honestly, dude, I've been counting them out all year. I've been counting them out all year.
I didn't think they were gonna make it either.
I've been counting them out all
the
year.
Eagles, like all Mike Evans has to do is blow his hamstring. And who else is that receiver? Name them. Scotty Miller, Cyril Grayson Jr.
Brashad Perriman.
They just signed John Brown. OJ Howard going to get catches because he's been pretty much stuck behind Gronk. He's been stuck behind Gronk. Like, that was the worst place for him to get drafted if you wanted to be a star tight end. He could have went somewhere else and been a beast, but he's stuck behind Gronk, who had 800 receiving yards, which I guess is a nice problem to have. And then, you got Ronald Jones.
Shout out to Vanessa in the chat. She said courtside shit is playing on our live stream.
Because you...
Eric definitely didn't say shit about that.
Thanks, Pete. How many times Pete didn't check?
I can't see, bro. I played Russian roulette and I lost. I can't see.
Wait, so
shout out to Vanessa.
Our show is streaming on Courtside Radio right now.
No. The banner said Courtside.
Oh,
on YouTube.
Salute.
So yeah, we just promo Courtside for 30 minutes.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Eric.
All right, finish. Eagles, Buccaneers. You're taking the Eagles?
I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles upset. Because who are the corners for the Buccaneers again?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen
Buccaneers
Reagor
have had a lot of injuries.
I think unless the offense implodes, but I think they're starting to realize they have to run the offense through Jalen Hurts and then let other guys just play their role. But I could see this being...
Hurts almost got benched in the middle of the season.
Well, he's led them to the playoffs. He's not getting benched now. Unless Nick Foles walks through that door. But I still think the Buccaneers are going to win, but this is an upset. This is a trap game for sure. Because if the Bucs go out, Aaron Rodgers is going to be singing "Oh Happy Day." Or he probably don't want to see the Niners or the Cowboys. Or he don't want to see the Niners in the NFC title game. Or the Rams. But, yeah. Who's next?
49ers, Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys fans might, slit their wrists vertically in a tub full of lemon juice if they lose to the Niners.
Another good old NFC old school classic.
If they really lose to the Niners, bro, Cowboys fans aren't going to recover.
Have they won a playoff game these past 20 years?
They won, 2, 3.
Have they won a playoff game?
A couple.
Oh, yeah, when they beat the Lions. And then Sue got robbed. And I think I owed you some chicken or something after that.
You definitely actually.
I bet someone on that, yeah.
You owe me a couple bets that you lost this year or last year. But CTE, we don't remember them. And we're not going to go all the way back in our archives.
Yeah. It's funny how people forget bets, huh?
Yeah, people forget bets.
You give a dude $100, he forgets all the bets that you owe him real quick.
And then as soon as he pays you back, he remembers all the shit you owe him. I know I just paid you back, but don't you owe me for 3 bets, dog? 3 bets that came true, and we watched them come true.
Scumbag. All right, I'm taking the Cowboys. I got to.
Zeke, Claude's a Cowboys fan?
Banderas, Smith, Martin.
Diggs has 11 picks and leads the league in most yards given up.
And he made the NFL.com All-Pro because that's a thing now. All of a sudden,
he should be.
God damn it, we should have an All-Pro.
TDT All-Pro.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we kind of.
And then we could just add everyone. Congrats, the 69th NFL podcast names you an All-Pro of the league.
Hey, we're huge in France. They like us in France, bro. Eric said, I'll bring the razor. Yeah, I'm telling you, the Cowboys are going to be slitting their wrists vertically in a fucking tub of lemon juice if they lose to the Niners.
So are you picking the Niners?
I hate the Niners, but I hate the
you
Cowboys.
Hate both these teams.
I'm okay for mutually assured destruction. That's what the acronym MAD is anyway. So
you're going for...
I'm going Bay Area.
You're going for a Bane takeover mid-game?
Yeah, because we all know
Shout out to
Hines Wars ain't never returned a fucking kick for a touchdown in the NFL. A dude with no ACL outrunning the whole team while the field's exploding and all of them are dying. Yeah, I don't believe that.
So you're saying that was fabricated?
That was fabricated. You don't have the speed or the acceleration or the agility to do that.
I don't know, man.
Sound
like a hater.
He gonna play that clip when he try to get in the Hall of Fame. I'm kidding. He's a great player, but yeah.
All right, next one: Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs.
Gonna win that one.
Do the Steelers have any sort of chance?
I don't know.
Run the ball with Najee, right?
I don't know how much Ben has. They have to, but the Chiefs are just gonna throw bodies at him. The Chiefs have enough to just throw bodies at Najee Harris.
This is the least afraid of the Chiefs I've been in like 5 years, if I'm being honest. And it's not even a talent thing. It's almost like a mental thing.
It's TDT All-Pro. Sponsored by TGN.
Y'all can have your own All-Pro. Y'all over here trying to co-op our All-Pro?
Yeah, he really just co-opted. Yeah. He thought about it, too, because he said that 2 minutes ago, Eric. You sat on that shit like TGN All-Pro. Somehow Mike Hale's on the front. We're nowhere to be found on the poster. Like, okay. I see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, in the last game, the Monday night game, which, by the way, why the fuck do we need a Monday night wild card game?
Why do we need a Monday night national championship game?
3 games on a Saturday?
Because you wouldn't appreciate it.
I guess. So now you're going to make me watch fucking Russell Westbrook throw up bricks on a Saturday night?
You're going to watch it.
I don't know if the Lakers are playing on Saturday, but I'm assuming that there's probably a basketball game, and it's probably the Lakers playing on Saturday night.
You know you're going to watch it. So just, in the words of the NFL, shut up and take it, you filthy whore.
But yeah, so apparently that's the game of the week. All right. What's the keys for the Cardinals to win? No D-Hop.
Honestly, expose the fact that the Rams can't stop the run.
The Rams haven't stopped the run in
I'm old enough to remember
since Mike Jones was a linebacker.
I'm old enough to remember when Nick Hamilton. No. I'm old enough to remember when Nick Hamilton like scoffed at me and looked in disgust when I said that the Cardinals
was trash.
That the Cardinals are a better team than the Rams. When they barely beat the Cardinals, and they barely beat the Cardinals without their best player.
2 of their best players.
And J.J. Watt's coming back. And I just want to point out.
I'm not pointing to J.J. Watt's coming back that much as a thing.
You said
let's chill.
He's designated for return. He's probably going to come back. I just want to point out, Casey gives up 4 yards to carry. Yeah, they don't care because he'll just shoot it out with you. My point is, with the Steelers, if you take away Deontay Johnson, they don't really have anything. Now, back to what I was saying about, this last game. When it comes down to the Rams, Stafford showed you who he was on that game-losing interception. Odell had that corner beat. If anything, you fucking throw it 70-yard downfield and let a guy with 4.3 speed run under it.
Which, by the way, Odell...
He had a beat down the sideline.
Odell made some fucking catches, bro.
He had to stop and come back.
Odell's been making some plays, man. Like, for real, Odell has been making some fucking plays. Just like I was talking about with Herbert, like, Odell he did some shit where he caught it on a knee, like, between 2 people as he was falling down, like, on a slant route, and I was like, bro, that play barely get a first down. It's not going to make SportsCenter top 10. But that was a fucking play, man. And I think it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. And
it's Niners, fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this dude's a dog. How did we all dog him out of the league so fast?
Yeah, how did y'all dog him out of the league so fast? Because I didn't. I told y'all Odell just needs to get out of Cleveland. He hasn't been a free agent for like most of his career. Y'all realize that, right? He's year 7, year 8? And this is the first time he got a chance to be free. Arizona can run the ball, and they just need to do enough in the passing game. Like, Jalen Ramsey's already proven he's a hothead. If the safety blows his job, or if he blows his job, he might blame it on the safety when he punched Tyler Rapp. That's why Eric Weddle's coming back out of retirement, out of mothballs. You saw Utah in that Rose Bowl game and got expired.
The Rams really think they're the fucking hype house, bro. Like,
Eric Weddle gonna be on.
Might as well sign Clay Matthews.
And Todd Gurley.
What's Clay Matthews doing, bro?
And Todd Gurley, goal line back. All I'm saying is, when you look at Eric Weddle coming back, you'll probably have like 77 to 72 speed on Madden. How much he got left, bro? He's probably just about the same speed as Taylor Rapp. Jordan Fuller got hurt. That doesn't help. So now you got Taylor Rapp and you got Eric Weddle. Either way, all your safeties.
Bile just came out of my liver right now. You said that.
Your safeties are slow, either way.
That makes Laurent Landry and Adam Archuleta sound like a dynamic duo.
Rondale Moore's due to make a play. Andy Isabella is just a fast white dude who I guess is still playing. I don't know. Like, they just don't give him the ball. AJ Green is out there, so somebody has to cover him. Christian Kirk is their best receiver. And you got Zach Ertz. So, not only can the Rams not cover tight ends, they also can't run the ball. And also, you can't really run down Kyler Murray because he's.
So here's what I've learned about the Rams the past couple of playoffs.
They do just enough to get out ahead, and if they can if they can choke the way they did against the Niners, they can definitely lose to the Cardinals.
Exactly, and not just that, but they're always an Aaron Donald injury away from being mid.
Or Jalen Ramsey pulled hamstring. Or ejection.
All it takes is something to go wrong with Aaron Donald's shoulder, but even not even Aaron Donald, just that depth that they have along the defensive line, they really count on it. And if any of those guys get hurt, like we've seen Michael Brockers get hurt in the past when he was there, really kind of took all the air out of a team that already struggled to stop the run. So with that, the biggest X factor is going to be Kyler Murray, and the best way to neutralize that is by getting interior rush from the inside, which is where the Rams are strong. So if something were to happen to Aaron Donald, I'm not saying that it will, but if it does, I could see the Rams really being in trouble. Outside of that, it's also a Monday night game, which shifts everybody's clock up, mixes everything up for no damn reason. I don't know why. And technically, whoever wins will have a fucking short week. But okay, I guess NFL.
I mean, it's just funny to me. Like, outside of
the NFL really just does extra ass shit.
It's funnier. Like, I don't know what's funnier, the ending of Hard Knocks for the Indianapolis Colts or all these scheduling conflicts. Because actually, no, it's that and Pittsburgh trying to appeal T.J. Watt's sack record. That shit's funny, too. When it comes down to it, just make all your divisional games on a Saturday.
You mean the wild card games?
Wild card and divisional. Put the wild card games in the morning, and the other games.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about scheduling.
What are you talking about, though?
I'm saying
you can't put all 6 games on one day.
No, actually, you can. Thanksgiving proved that. Because what's coming on Saturday or Sunday?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now. I don't know where the fuck you are.
Bro, you literally were just talking about scheduling, how the NFL manages to fuck it up.
You're saying next week to put all the games on Saturday is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the opening round of the playoffs.
The 8 games next week.
I'm saying there's no college football. Like, NBA, nobody cares right now. So if you really just want to flood a Saturday and give people an extra Sunday off to prepare for next week, so they don't have a completely short week, then just put all the games on Saturday and stop putting them on Sunday. But no, the NFL wants to monopolize the whole weekend. So there's really nothing. If you're not going to change anything, there's no point in complaining about it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I guess.
You forgot something, though. We forgot to talk about something.
I didn't even look at the document. We can come back to it. Just go to college football.
I never sent it to you. Okay. So, Georgia beat Alabama in the national title game, 33-18. Got totally outclassed. Georgia punched them in the mouth from the get-go. Georgia had statistically one of the greatest defenses ever, one of the most loaded defenses ever. I mean, you have all that 5-star talent. You should eventually win. So they finally beat them. But, I mean, Jameson Williams, Alabama's first-round receiver, tore his ACL in the first quarter. It was a horrible injury. John Mechie tore his ACL earlier in the season. So, I mean, I think if those two guys are playing and healthy, I think it's a totally different football game. Stetson Bennett, who was like a walk-on, like 5th-string QB, quit the team, came back, helped lead them to the national title game. gets a victory, gets an MVP. Darion Kendrick, who I think is going to be at the NFLP or the Senior Bowl at least. He was a Clemson transfer. I think he got kicked off Clemson's team and made his way to Georgia. He was a former 5-star corner, and he ends his college career with the chip. So that's an interesting turnabout fair play. And a bunch of guys are going to declare. A bunch of guys have already declared. By the way, did you see what Amari Cooper wore at the national title game?
No, I didn't.
Google it.
I'm good.
It's man. Cats get money and think wearing a Fendi shirt makes them look cool. And big ass chains. I don't understand it. Like, and then I don't feel sorry for cats who get robbed to wear those big ass gaudy chains. You kind of had it coming. But whatever. But yeah. So Evan Neal, the starting left tackle, junior captain, All-American for Alabama. He declared for the draft. Jameson Williams declared for the draft. He was going to be a top 10 pick. He tore his ACL, but they said he should make a full recovery and regain his 4.3 speed. Evan Neal's like 6'7", 300. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And, sorry, damn, that hurt.
I just thought it was crazy that this national title game ended up as like one of the least ranked ratings wise.
Because it was a pick six to end the game. That was the dope part. Ringo took that shit 79 yards to the house for a pick six to end the game.
That's what everyone was saying. Was it was a great game, but like
the
ratings
death of the
wise,
Bama dynasty.
Ratings wise, it was the worst in like I think like 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. It was towards the bottom, and it's funny because like. I mean, you know me, like I don't really follow college football too much outside of your segment and Boise State and Notre Dame, like score updates and UCLA games.
They got a couple new coaches.
But beyond that, I will watch the college football playoff and the college football game, but I think bringing everything full circle to what you talk about every single week is like, I think the Pac-12 being so damn irrelevant.
Trash. Basura.
Really just absolutely made me turn off college football like the entire bowl season. Like I don't think I watched one bowl game, which is unusual for
actually,
me.
no, you didn't even watch that one because it got canceled.
So yeah, man, the Pac-12's got to be relevant, get those ratings back up, because otherwise you're tuning out a third of the fucking country.
Utah could have beat Ohio State and made history, but they lost.
They lost. Moving on. Are we done with college football?
No, there's a couple more things, actually.
Oh, my God.
So, shut up. The College Football Hall of Fame for the class of 2020 was announced. Want to hear the names?
No, but you're going to tell me them.
Yeah. Brevard Arrington, former Penn State linebacker. The Manimal. Champ Bailey, Georgia DB. Michael Crabtree, your guy. Sylvester Croom, he was a center in Alabama from 72 to 74 and was a great...
I'll be honest with you. I really don't understand the College Football Hall of Fame.
How the fuck do you not understand it?
Like, I don't understand what takes players so long to get into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Because there's so many.
There'll be players in the actual Hall of Fame who aren't in the College Football Hall of Fame. And you're like, what the fuck?
When you hear this
that
list,
doesn't even make sense.
When you hear this list, you might shit yourself. So, that's it. So, Michael
Crabtree didn't even play his last year at Texas Tech. Didn't he get hurt?
I think he just declared. I don't remember.
He got hurt.
You got to Google it. That's one thing I don't remember. So, Mike Doss, Ohio State safety, first round pick, played for the Colts.
Huh? He was the first round pick?
Yeah. Mike Doss. That's why he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. 1999 and 2002.
No, I know who Mike Doss is. I just didn't know he was a first round pick.
Yeah, Chuck Ely, QB for Toledo, 1969 to 71. Kevin Falk, he's the
I know who Kevin Falk is. Yep.
He's a running back coach for the LSU Tigers, I think, or it might be Florida. I don't know where he's at now. But yeah,
the original Rex Burkhead.
Indeed, all-purpose back, LSU, 1995 to 98, all-time.
Well, Ronald Jones wish he was.
IQ dad. He had a great. I used to put Kevin Falk at receiver. I'm gonna be honest. He had like 88 catch.
I always hated Kevin Falk, but I always ended up with him on my team in the fantasy draft. When you simulate, he'd always be like my third running back.
He balled you out. Mo Gardner, D tackle out of Illinois, 1987 to 1990. Boomer Grigsby, linebacker, Illinois State, 2001 to 2004.
I'm gonna just take a nap.
Mike Haas, Oregon State wide receiver and Biletnikoff winner, 2002 to 2005. Mike Haas was that dude, number 28 at Oregon State. That was a bar. It rhymed.
At Oregon State?
At Oregon State, the first wide receiver at Oregon State who was raw.
So he played my cousin.
He from 2002 to 2005, Mike Haas, Oregon State, and nobody could stop him. He knew shit in the NFL, but he won the Biletnikoff. Boy, was nice. Marvin Jones, linebacker, Florida State, 1990 to 92. Andrew Luck, QB, Stanford, 2009 to 2011.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand this shit. There's players from all these different eras.
Mark Mesner, D tackle, Michigan, 1985 to 1988. Terry Miller, running back, Oklahoma State, 1974 to 77. Rashawn Salam, running back out of Colorado, 1992 to 94. Go look up your history. Rashawn
He was nice.
Salam was nice. Dennis Thomas, center, Alcorn State, 1971 to 73. Zach Weigert, offensive
Was
tackle.
that the same Colorado team with Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah.
So the only good Colorado team ever.
No, they had a stretch for like 5 years. They were nice. Zach Weigert, Nebraska, 1991 to 1994. And Mr. I destroyed T.O.'s leg, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. Roy Williams, defensive back, Oklahoma, 1999 to 2001. Now, the coaches that made it, Jack Lurkhard, he went 225, 70 and 2, 76% winning percentage at Washington and Jefferson, PA. Jefferson, PA, from like 1982 to 98, and then he was at California, PA, 2002 to 11. 2002 to 2011. Then Billy Jack Murphy, he went 91, 44 and 1, 67 percent of his games he won at Memphis from 1958 to 71. And Gary Pinkel, the guy who coached Alden Smith and DKB, whatever his initials are, not 191, 10 and 3, 63% of his games he won. He was at Toledo from 91 to 2000, and then Missouri from 2001 to 2015. And there are 18 first-time All-American players. It was 78 from a pool of 78 players and 7 coaches. 99 players and 33 coaches from the divisional ranks, and the NFF Veterans Committee were candidates. And Archie Manning is the NFF chairman and 1989 College Football Hall of Famer himself from Ole Miss. Shout out to Archie Manning. And they acknowledged their accomplishments at the Chick-fil-A College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta. So that's dope. Shout out, and Jostens, they do that too. Yeah. Salam actually won the Heisman Trophy. And then there's a bunch of other accomplishments I could read off, but yeah, there's that. Also, Brew McCoy, former USC wide receivers in the transfer portal. So is Jackson Dart. So it looks like Caleb Williams might be coming to USC after all, because all they need is a black QB that's dynamic. I'm telling you, that's all they need. Also, the tight end transfer, because Lincoln Riley doesn't really use tight ends like that, surprisingly. Don't fucking yawn, you bastard.
Dog, you're talking about players from 50 years ago. I barely care about college football when you talk about it on the week to week.
You realize I'm talking about USC right now? And current players?
I totally checked out.
You clearly checked out.
All
I'm
right,
gonna start every time you check out during my segment. I'm gonna just charge you. I'm gonna just send you an invoice for $20, bitch. Take your ass to small claims court. Don't fucking play with me.
All right, so every time you don't send a rundown, I get to invoice you for $20.
No, because you won't pay attention to said rundown that I give you for the college football section. So it's planned obsolescence.
At least I have shit relevant to the podcast to look at rather than just doom scrolling. So at least I'm still
doom
kind
scroll
of on
anyway.
Yeah, but then at least I can go back to
By
the
the way,
show and figure out what the
UCLA starting
fuck you
quarterback
are.
is coming back for yet another year. Darian Thompson. I forget his last name.
DT3.
Yeah, he's
Please
coming
refer
back.
to him by his name.
I mean,
DT3.
what did UCLA win? No, they didn't have a bowl game.
Did USC have a bowl game? Oh wait, they didn't win because no Pac-12 team won a bowl game.
Yeah.
You see, I do listen to you.
So that you admit the PC3 needs to happen to save
I didn't say
West
that.
Coast football. It does. The PC3 needs to be a thing. And if I don't get money for it, just know I'm going to have a fucking documentary going to my grave how I told the Pac-12 how to save fucking college football once and for all and become a mega dynasty by, you know, sucking up all the all the other
Move on
schools.
to the next segment.
Yeah, pretty much.
I missed XFL show founder over PC3 show founder.
Show fodder.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
You really can't say words.
You got anything?
Yeah. So Brian Flores got fired by the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, we didn't even talk about any of the coaching fires.
Oh,
All right, so let's just go through all the coaching fires.
No, this is for Taker Tangent.
That's what I'm saying. We'll do
turnover.
all of them for Taker Tangent.
Yeah. So you go first. Since Brian Flores got fired by the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, so
when he went forward to
don't
against
say
Bill
yeah
Belichick.
like you agree to me, like absurdly, because
No,
like
you gotta go
clearly we
first.
were thinking the same thing. So like, don't make it seem like it was your idea and you already thought about it.
was
We
my
just
idea.
thought of the idea at the same time.
I mean, I wanted to talk about it 20 minutes ago, but you skipped college football and tried to rush my segment and then didn't listen to the segment. That's some nigga shit. How you gonna rush me into the segment when I wanted to talk about coaches getting fired, and then when we get to the segment where I can talk about coaches getting fired, you don't want to go first, bitch?
All right. The worst part is I don't even remember what coach you just asked.
Exactly. Oh,
you
my
said
God.
Zimmer with the.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I said I said a black dude. There's only-
Brian Flores.
I'm glad you thought of him first. Yeah, Miami Dolphins. Head
I was
coach.
gonna think of fucking Colin.
His name is David Culley. That's disrespectful. I know he did Steve Smith Sr. wrong, but damn, you ain't got to disrespect the man's name. He did go 4-13 with the Texans in his first year and was clearly a fall guy. Let's hire a black
The
guy.
Texans weren't as bad as they should have been. Like,
They
let's be
weren't.
real. They could have lost every game, and nobody would have batted an eyelid.
They could have won 6 games and it would have been respectable. 4 games.
And
like
they
that.
lost some close ones. So yeah, they could have been a 6 or 7 win team easily.
Yep.
Without their best fucking franchise player. But anyways,
And
you
they
asked
cut
about
Zach
Flores.
Cunningham.
You asked about Flores.
Went 4-2 against
And
Belichick.
McKinney.
Yep. Traded him. Went 4-2. And had 2 winning seasons.
Didn't they win like
we're
7 games at one point in a
One-
row?
They won like one. They started 1-8 and then finished like 8-1 or 9-1. No, 8-1.
Yeah, so that was really the biggest surprise of the Black Monday, no pun intended, the day
So
when everyone
racist.
gets fired. Honestly, we've talked about this many times. I don't know what the fuck the Dolphins are doing.
They don't deserve happiness.
Like, I don't know what they're doing. It seems like every time they start showing a little glimmer of, like, hope, they cut it down and start over, and it's like, but their ceiling is still just like 9-7, 10-6, sneak into a wild card.
They haven't had
maybe win 1 game.
They haven't had 2 back-to-back winning seasons since Ricky Williams was there. The year he won the rushing title. That was like 2003, bro.
But I'm saying, like, how many waves?
You
of,
realize Patrick Surtain was in the league. Now his son is in the league.
That's crazy.
The last time the Dolphins had back-to-back winning seasons, Patrick Surtain Sr. was in the NFL playing in his prime.
And Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas were old as shit.
Don't be disrespecting them. They had Sam Madison too.
Did you ever take that? Did you ever take Zach Thomas in your fantasy because he was always there late because he was old?
No, I usually got to linebacker first, but I would pick like super athletic guys.
Makes sense. But yeah, as far as Flores, I think he deserves another job for sure.
I hope the Raiders sign him. And they get Pep Hamilton as OC.
I mean, in Miami,
all black coaching
didn't they
staff.
have a black GM?
He's still there, Chris Greer, but they didn't get along.
Black head coach, black front office.
Well, Chris Greer's been with the team since like 2000, but he's been there 20 plus years. They weren't going to get rid of him. But pretty much what the rumors are is he dog cussed out Tua. Apparently they said, "Fuck you, you're a bitch. You suck. You play better. I like Mac Jones better." When Jalen Waddle, your 6th overall pick, who runs a 4.240, sets the rookie record for catches in the season with like 104.
And he started off the year hurt.
And he had 1,000 yards, but guess how many yards per catch he averaged? Pete?
7.
9.8.
That's not that bad.
You ran a 4.240, my guy.
That's better than Jarvis Landry.
Michael Thomas averages higher than that, and we know what the fuck his numbers are. Hunter Renfrow has better average yards per catch, and he runs a 4.58. Okay. You run a 4.2. Like, the offense was putrid.
So you're
all
saying
you did
Tua
was throw bubble screens and
so
shit
you're agreeing with Flores.
and shovel passes.
So you're agreeing with Flores.
I never liked Tua. I didn't really believe in him. I told you, bro. It's just, okay, fine, he's a capable starter. And then you're like, oh, boy, if you look at his first 16 games, it's Tua, better. Bro. No, I didn't. You believed in I said he can get them to the playoffs, but he's not a franchise guy.
You believed in Tua in his gap year. You trusted Tua in his gap year. You thought Tua should still be a top pick. Bro. You thought he would still be a good quarterback. No, he was worthy of being a first-round pick. I agree. And in the right situation, like on the Patriots, he'd be perfect. But here's my issue. Aside from getting hurt a lot, bro didn't take any chances deep. Mike Gesicki is sitting there. He could be a Pro Bowl tight end. Lingering in obscurity. 700 yards receiving a year, but virtually no touchdowns. Didn't you say Tua's little brother was going to be better than him?
His little brother's on Maryland. And he's actually kind of nice, but he's not going to be Tua. But here's the thing. So they say, he doesn't like James Caldwell. The former
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, the most successful coach in Lions history, practically, quit before the season even started. Brian Flores apparently doesn't know how to talk to people. Allegedly, doesn't really work well with certain people, I guess. Tua went off on him during the game, apparently, because the offense was putrid. But the offense was so putrid, I would go off on Tua, too. And he never wanted Tua. He wanted Herbert, actually.
I don't know, man. He
wanted Herbert. Imagine if he got Herbert and not Tua.
That would have been perfect.
Oh, my God. They'd probably already be in the Super Bowl because their defense is legit.
Yeah, I think there's something to that, though, because we've seen this.
The only successful Belichick coach, by the way.
We've seen this before with New England coaching tree. But, yeah, I think that's the other reason why I would have kept him, though, because he's the only team that's been successful.
Against the Patriots.
Versus the Patriots. All right, next one.
We'll just get to it. David Culley, Houston Texans, 4-13.
Yeah, again, man, I thought it was fucked up that he got fired after 4-13 with his best player out, and also
a trash roster.
That easily could have been a lot worse. But wasn't he like the last person to get hired last year anyway? So he was kind of just like
He was a lame duck hire.
Yeah, pretty much.
A diversity hire. He's light skinned and he's been a long time NFL head coach, a long time assistant coach.
Guess what's gonna happen? He's probably not gonna get another fucking head coaching job.
He never will. I mean, he wasn't really head coaching material.
Which is what Troy Vincent talked about. Black head coaches get a raw deal. They don't get retained. They get fired for dumbass reasons. The jobs and offers they get are ass. And guess what? When they finally do, they're too old to get another second chance. Or you get a second chance like Anthony Lynn with the fucking Lions, and then you end up getting fired anyways.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. He got fired as OC. When DeAndre Swift actually had a great year individually, and he didn't fumble all year. If you remember his rookie year, he had a key fumble that lost him the game and a drop. And in his second year, he doesn't fumble the ball at all. And he played hurt. But, that's how it goes. It's fucked up. So another one, Mike Zimmer after 8 years and 3 playoff appearances.
This one should have happened 3 years ago.
Thank you.
Honestly.
They got to get rid of Kirk Cousins now. You got to get rid of Kirk Cousins.
He's not
and try
the problem, though.
I would say, fuck you, Kirk Cousins. You're out of here. We're trading you somewhere else. And then be like, hey, Aaron, you want to come to Minnesota?
He's not going there. But,
I mean,
Cousins, he hasn't been the solution like he was supposed to be when they gave him all that money. But he's also not the biggest problem on that team. To your point, that their defense is old and it needs some rejuvenation. Corners, edges. The linebackers are slow now. Harrison Smith is hanging on by a thread.
That's kind of sad.
Like, he's still good.
He's
but
the coldest white safety in the game. The coldest white safety.
He gets the benefit of the doubt a lot.
Yeah, you can't blame what's his face anymore. You can't blame Xavier Rhodes. He's not there anymore, getting burnt.
Next, Joe Judge.
Oh yeah, USC's tight end Michael Trigg into the transfer portal. Which is
We're doing all the head coaches. This was your great idea. Remember?
I know. I just wanted to bring that up because like USC's just hemorrhaging talent, and it's just like
you just saw that on your Twitter Bleacher Report feed.
No, I had it in my notes, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to talk about that.
Oh yeah, the notes I haven't seen because you didn't send the rundown. Go ahead.
I definitely didn't
send
the rundown this week.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, I didn't.
Go ahead.
It was a fucked up day. Also, shit. Joe Judge got fired. Everybody was like,
"What took the Jets so fucking long?"
The Giants.
What took the Giants so fucking long? They fired their GM too, right?
He retired.
He
took pictures before the game and shit. I was like, Gettleman came out of retirement after ruining.
Which, by the way,
he ruined the Panthers. Came out of retirement just to ruin the Giants. Kenny Galladay didn't catch a touchdown at all this year. Me and Kenny Galladay caught the same amount of touchdown catches this year, and he got like $60 million fucking dollars. Must be nice.
Yeah, the Giants have a lot of things they got to figure out too because
I'm like, get this injury,
the Daniel Jones injury thing,
this medical staff the fuck out of here.
Saquon Barkley, is he gonna stay there? Is he not? You extend him? Do you not?
How do you
Galladay.
go? How do you have the
defense
Saquon,
has some pieces. The line has been
the defense is good actually.
I know the line is kind of ass, but they kind of have some talent too. So.
How do you lose? How do you go from having Odell and Saquon to probably losing them both? Who do you blame? The head coach and the GM? I blame the GM. Because if you give me Saquon and Odell and they liked each other and they played well together and you fucked that up.
The Vikings fired their GM too, right? Somebody else
Rick
fired
Spielman.
their GM. Trent Baalke. Where was he at?
He was in the Jaguars, right?
He got fired too?
In a lesser role, though.
Somebody else got fired. Another GM got fired too.
Who knows? Bottom line is, somebody else who got fired, the NFL head coach, and I'm totally spacing on their name. So it's the Texans. I have to put a retraction. I apologize for saying Zach Taylor was looking like a trash ass head coach. Because boy was I wrong. I'm rarely wrong, but on this one, I got to eat a bag of shit on this one. I mean, I think Eric Bieniemy would take that team to whole new heights.
The Broncos.
Oh yeah, he got fired. What's his face?
Trent Baalke was the general manager of the Jaguars.
Oh yeah, well,
the Bears fired their general manager as well.
Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy got fired. Oh, happy day! And they're talking to Khan, the GM for the Steelers, I think, or he's like a hire for the Steelers. Yeah, if you got a young stud in Justin Fields, you just got to build around him because Daryl Mooney, who played at the NFLPA game,
the problem is
Tulane, had a 1,000-yard receiving year this year.
The problem is you got to find somebody who's going to come in and believe in Justin Fields and build around him and actually get some talent around him.
That should be pretty easy.
Is it, though? Because you just hired Nagy, who supposedly believed in Trubisky, and then we saw how that turned out.
Nagy wasn't a good NFL head coach.
I'm just saying, in terms of the timing and, like, the way the egos and the head coach and the GM work, it's like you really don't control where you go, and it kind of sucks because, like, yeah, you're right. Maybe Matt Nagy wasn't a good head coach, so you got a bad head coach. Now you don't know who your head coach is be. It could be better. It could be worse. And then you factor in the GM, that's another person who could end up firing you for no other reason than he doesn't like you. So that's why it matters where you go, and it matters how you're developed. Yeah.
Rich Pacia? I think that's how you say his name, right?
I mean, you got to keep him, right?
No. Special teams, man.
He said no. He said no.
You really,
honestly, though,
that's hilarious. You're picking him to be a head coach. That's he has a better record than Gruden, but still,
I don't know if he'll be a great head coach. I feel
he won't.
I feel like this is the Tony Sparano, Tom Cable thing where it's like, yeah, they did enough in their intern season to like keep them on, but are they really going to be a long-term great head coach? Probably not.
No.
However, considering everything the Raiders team has gone against, they still rallied around him. And he's actually made more second half adjustments than Gruden ever did. So, with that, and he took some chances, gave us the Mariota package. He comes out and calls
Vic Fangio, that's his name.
He calls a good game plan as far as like taking chances and being aggressive, which is what I like about him.
He called the team out.
Exactly, yeah. He's a football coach. But yeah, to the Broncos, they fired Vic Fangio, which I don't know, man. How many lame duck coaches can the Broncos have? They should just hire Adam Gase. Like, for real. That's where he made his name anyways.
Again, I mean, Peyton was really calling the plays.
Out of all those jobs, which one would you say is the top one? The Vikings?
No.
The Dolphins?
It's between the Dolphins.
The Broncos? The Bears?
It's between the Broncos and the Dolphins. Here's why. Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, KJ Hamler, Sutton, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams.
All those guys you named are hurt. Or have been hurt.
I mean, but when they're healthy, they're productive.
Okay. I'd take Miami's. I would take.
I've never taken Devontae Parker, so that's already a no. Who's their starting running back?
Yeah, exactly. Never mind.
Okay. And they've missed on linemen.
So, Minnesota then. Thielen, Cook.
Who is first off?
Justin Jefferson.
First off. That's Aaron Rodgers' division as long as he stays in Green Bay. Detroit's trash.
Which he might not stay
Chicago's still better than them.
Chicago, there's too much work to be done on offense.
Minnesota does not have championship grit. Them losing in the NFC title game broke them. Against the Eagles.
You don't think it was trading away their best player a year later?
Who was their best player?
Stephon Diggs.
I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, who's arguably better. So what's your point?
Arguably.
I mean, was Stephon Diggs doing that shit his second year? No. Stephon Diggs created himself into an elite receiver. Jordan Jefferson came into this bitch.
Justin Jefferson. Dog.
What did I say? What did I say?
Yeah, you have diabetes.
I said
bro.
Dustin or Justin?
You said Jordan.
Oh, shit. His brother's name was Jordan Jefferson. Sorry. But yeah, Justin Jefferson was a 2-star recruit. Stephon Diggs was a 5-star who went to Maryland and was a 5th-round pick who the Raiders passed on. Justin Jefferson worked himself into being an all-pro receiver.
You just said that about Stephon. Dog, let's end the show.
He was a 2-star recruit.
SOS, dog.
Did you hear that?
I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now.
Okay, Justin Jefferson was a 2-star recruit.
You started off the whole thing saying
Justin Jefferson.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Was a better player.
Be quiet. Hold on. You started this whole conversation saying the difference was Stephon Diggs made himself into an All-Pro. That's how you started your point. Wait, hold on.
You're right, I did.
Then you ended your point by saying Justin Jefferson made himself into
a first-round pick.
You didn't say that, though.
He was a first round pick.
But you
That's
didn't
the
say
difference.
that. You didn't say
I said
that.
One was the first round pick.
You didn't
who was
say
a 2-star
that,
recruit.
You didn't say that.
I did say that.
You said the same thing
I didn't
for
say it in
both
that
of them.
order. I didn't
You
say it
said
in that
the
order.
same thing for both
I
of
didn't
them.
say it in
Bro,
that
you're
order.
gonna listen back to this show and be like, "Was I on crack?"
I don't smoke crack, motherfucker. I sell it. No, I'm just playing. But nah, all seriousness though, like Stephon.
Motherfucker, I am.
But nah, like all seriousness though, it's between Minnesota and Denver. Because Denver still had a good defense, even though their offense was boo boo. Like if they get a QB and it hits,
You were just talking about Aaron Rodgers.
If they
You
get
got Mahomes and Justin Herbert in that division.
And if they get Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, it's a fucking wrap.
I wouldn't say it's a fucking wrap, but it's...
The Chargers choke. The Chiefs, the Steelers are about to get bad. The Steelers are about to get bad. Real fucking bad. If they don't get like a great QB. Either via draft or free agency. The Steelers are about to go downhill. They're about to go the way of fucking of Foster's Freeze in L.A. You don't even see those anymore. The only ones I know of are in Linux. So there's a lot of teams that are going to wash out. And let's be honest, the only team that can consistently win 12 games a year in the AFC are the Chiefs. So if you get a dude like Aaron Rodgers on Denver, here, all you elite this receiving talent, to where you guys are dynamic as fuck, we'll fix the offensive line. Don't worry about that. And I got 2 running backs, Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, and 2 tight ends. I'm killing that shit. Yeah. He stole my fucking meme, that bitch.
You saw that one?
Go look at our account, bro. I posted that meme.
that?
Niggas doesn't even look at our own IG account.
TDs_tangents.
Sickening. Go look at it. Just look at it.
Oh shit, you did post it.
Bro,
yeah, right.
People steal our shit.
Let's change it. But you steal the shit from somebody else, so it's not really stealing.
But the caption
Unless
is what's
it's an
important.
NFT.
If you just put the caption and don't put anything else, you're stealing it. I put a caption and then like add a funny diss in the line. That's where it's different. Fuck you. Why you gotta go back and bring that up?
The walk with me.
You a bitch. I just want to know that.
You got the yes low 3 zone.
I don't. Not today though. Not today. No, not today. Woo.
All right. So touchdown or turnover. Do we have anything for that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can find the sound right now. No, that's took your attention. Just keep doing it. Well, I stone.
I mean, you probably should scroll back up because you definitely missed it.
Okay, I don't see it. Did it get deleted?
It's right there.
Where?
Go down. Go down.
Oh shit. My bad.
Okay, so touchdown or turnover. The NFL shutting down Super Bowl 56 relocation rumors.
If Jerry giveth, Jerry taketh away. So I'm just going to say it's a touchdown because either way, Jerry's going to make bread. And also, the secret behind this is people have been saying that by February, all of us are going to have COVID and we can finally move forward. So basically, the NFL is thinking that either the spike's going to occur at the Super Bowl or it's going to happen right before.
In the summer?
Or maybe right after.
When the Bad Bunny concert
either
drops?
Way, it's going to be in that sort of 3-week window to where they can cop a plea. So, yeah, they got nothing to lose. Plus, it's California, so I'm sure they'll get the fuck suit out of them by everybody if they move the venue. And it'll probably cost a shit ton of taxes and all that good
It would
stuff.
kill the halftime show, too.
basically what I'm telling you is, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
That's an actual song.
No shit. You know who you're talking to?
It's 2 songs though. It's one song is the song we both know, and the other song is on the Black Rock album that was produced by Dame Dash and the Black Keys.
Oh shit. My bad.
Fuck you.
I thought I was in.
Stop disrespecting hip hop.
I was in
royalty.
fucking Harlem or Silver Lake.
How do you go from Harlem to Silver Lake?
Talking about fucking the Black Keys. You know what? You know what Silver Lake and Harlem have in common? They listen to the Black Keys.
The Black Keys.
That's what they have in common.
The Black Keys are actually a pretty good band. So relax.
Hey man,
Shut your fucking mouth.
I'm not trying to slander the Black Keys.
El Camino was a great album.
I'm not trying to slander the Black Keys.
You're about to slander the Black Keys though. You're a Jack White fan. I get it. He hates the Black Keys.
I'm just saying.
They do Muddy Waters covers. I get it.
I'm just saying.
At least they pay homage to black musicians.
All I'm trying to say is like, they're good, but are they really that great? Like
they had an era just like the Arctic Monkeys. We get it. Like I
just don't like when motherfuckers stand for bands that nobody listens to or that they themselves for sure don't listen to.
I definitely listen to the Black Keys. I've listened to the Black Keys since high school.
I believe you listen to the Black Keys because you listen to weird ass shit.
I listen to all types of music because I'm eclectic, motherfucker.
No, you're
I'm an empath.
Anytime someone says I'm eclectic, that's code for them saying they're a fucking weirdo. All right,
that's what eclectic means.
Is code. Just say I'm a weirdo.
Pointing at the screen, but you don't have the screen of us up.
It's called making eye contact with the fucking camera, Kenny.
But we can't.
What happened to those fucking 3 CTVA classes you took?
I didn't take CTVA classes. I took film classes at Elko because it's way cheaper. You learn the same shit. Plot twist.
Yeah, but you tried to make CTVA your minor. I forgot about that. The only reason why I remember that is because I tried to do the same shit.
They fucked me out of that Fox Sports internship because of that. I never forgave them for it. They really fucked me out of that Fox Sports internship because of that. And at the time, I didn't forgive them for it.
All right.
Nah, I don't care.
Touchdown or turnover? Hurry up.
Colts GM won't commit to Carson Wentz.
That is a touchdown because the Colts missed the playoffs. They missed the play. Did they miss? No, they made the playoffs last year. Yeah, I think they did make the playoffs last year.
But then they were supposed to they were a 5th seed, and then they fucking choked.
Yeah, and so this year, Carson Wentz was supposed to be the player that got them over their edge. He had an up and down season. Overall, they had an up and down season. So, yeah, I mean, it's a touchdown. Why would you commit to someone if you don't have to?
He had 57% completion percentage, 2,620 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 15 picks. And the Eagles got their first-round pick and some thirds.
And made the playoffs.
And then that deal with the Cowboys worked out.
And Gardner Minshew won them a game or two as a backup.
Yes, indeed.
So they didn't even miss out on not having him as a backup.
And nobody got fired off the Colts. So Jonathan Taylor had the most useless, great all-time season ever. He actually he broke the record for rushing yards in the season for a Colts running back. Broke Adrian James' rushing record.
With an extra game, but yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think he broke it before. I think he broke it like week 15.
That's crazy, man. The Colts really had Adrian James, Marshall Faulk, and Eric Dickerson.
Oh, wait. And then they had somebody else, Joseph Adai, for a couple of years.
Yeah, no one cares about Joseph Adai.
He had one good year. They won the Super Bowl with him. They had Dominic Rhodes, who should have won MVP, not Peyton Manning.
Again.
He had 100 yards in the game against the Saints. No, not the Saints.
Yeah, I know. I remember Dominic Rhodes very well. He earned himself a contract with the Raiders. Yeah. Him and Lamar Jordan were supposed to be the 1-2 punch.
Lamar Jordan was nice, though.
Nice when he didn't have...
It was power and
nice
then
when
quickness,
he didn't have a burger.
No speed. It was power and quickness with no... Lamar Jordan
so
was
Lindell?
Better. Nah, he was faster than Lindell and better than Eddie Lacy. Lamar was better.
You know what? I know what I want to know. This is a tangent here, but like regional bias aside, like
with the Maryland.
When you're in, like, let's just say you're in. I don't know. Give me a random state in the fucking middle of the country.
Idaho, not Idaho, but Iowa.
If you're in Iowa and you say Lindell, do they know who you're talking about?
Yeah, they should.
Like, is he a first name basis?
He played at Tennessee.
Or is it just because we live in LA?
He played in Tennessee.
Tennessee's not Iowa, though. And
he
he didn't even play in Tennessee. He was on the roster.
Tennessee Titans.
He didn't even play.
He was a Pro Bowler for the Titans, actually.
I don't think so.
He had 1,000 yards rushing and an 80-yard rushing touchdown.
Stop, bro.
And then Chris Johnson showed up and then took his fucking
Stop, bro.
Google it. You think I'm lying? You're going to feel real stupid. He had like, I think 1,100 rushing yards and then like 3.6 yards a carry. And he stopped drinking tequila and lost like 20, 30 pounds and then had an 80-yard touchdown to the hut. And then Chris Johnson said, I got it from here.
Yeah, he did have 1,000 yard season. But he didn't have no 80-yard rushing.
He did have an 80-yard rushing touchdown.
His highest is, let's see.
80 yards, bitch.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is. Fuck. That was the next year, though. That was the next year.
Dumb bitch. Man,
I really didn't even know he played for 4 years, honestly.
That feels like that's a bet and you owe me some kind of wins.
We didn't bet, though.
We should, that's a bet we would make in the car. And you'd be
what was the most touchdowns he had?
8.
15.
Oh, shit, yeah, he did. That was probably the year he made the Pro Bowl.
He never made the Pro Bowl.
He was an alternate.
You were wrong on that. He never made the Pro Bowl.
Alternate.
He never made the Pro Bowl.
Google Lindell White Pro Bowl alternate.
He never made the Pro Bowl.
Google Pro Bowl alternate. That still counts, even though it doesn't technically count, but it counts.
All right, moving on. Moving on. We're over time.
Okay. Shit, I had one and then I forgot it, so I'll just give you this one. Bart Scott, former NFL linebacker, told Josh Allen he should take Viagra against the Patriots because it increases blood flow and it helps you from being cold. And now, touchdown to turnover. And if football players taking Viagra before games in cold weather,
touchdown, get that blood flow up. Fuck it, do what you got to do.
Oh, I found the one I wanted to talk about. This shit is hilarious. You ready?
I got one.
It better not be mine.
Go for it.
Okay, so Kelly Stafford, Matthew Stafford.
That was mine. Fucking asshole.
Bitch. I knew it.
Go for it.
All right, Kelly Stafford, Matthew Stafford's wife pleaded to Rams fans to not sell their tickets to Arizona fans. That's the battered Detroit Lions fan coming out of her. Touchdown. I say that's a turnover because
this man really just fucking Russell Westbrook the segment.
Yes, I did. I'm calling what she said.
Hold on. You first of all, I was gonna say it. You waved me off. Then you drove to the oop. You pump faked it.
You took too long.
You pump fake pass.
You hesitated, so I just said, fuck it, I got it.
You put it up, missed, grabbed your own rebound, and now you're trying to shoot it again. Go ahead. Now continue, King. Go ahead.
And now you have to dap me up at the line.
Go ahead.
It's a turnover for the simple fact that you lost to some pretty bad teams. And Matthew Stafford has the stench of Detroit Lions on him. And let's be honest, a lot of Rams fans are bandwagoners. When the Raiders came to town to play the Chargers, it was practically 80% Raiders jerseys.
I'm gonna say,
and there was a couple Rams jerseys in the house, but guess what? If the Rams and Raiders had played, there'd be more Raiders fans than Ram fans.
It's happening next year. Don't worry.
So when you find out and Daddy comes home, you find out, oh, this is the house that the Raiders helped build just 30 years after the fact. Don't get mad because we told you. Touchdowns and Tangents told you so.
I'm going to say this. It's a turnover only for this. You
got to win. You got to win something.
Not just
Rams
that.
fans.
Not just that, but if you remember, last year, she went on radio and kind of came to the aid of her husband about how bad the team was and shit like that. But at that time, it was oh, this is Matt Stafford's wife, right? Now she's being called Kelly Stafford. Like, her profile is slowly raising just by being adjacent to the Rams starting quarterback. And so what I'll say is this, like, Rams fans out there, I know, like, YG's in a weird situation right now in the city, but y'all ain't got one other fucking popular Rams fan to get on the radio and tell you guys to go to a fucking game? What sort of fucking Ramley is this, really? Like, come on. You gotta have Kelly Stafford get on the airwaves
full of step
and
cousins.
call y'all out.
Family full of step cousins.
Your stepmom really just came into the room and just laid down the law on you guys. And the worst part is, she ain't won shit either. What is this, her second playoff game? Third playoff game? Come on, man. Rams fans do better. There's got to be one Rams fan out there who's more famous. Fuck it, get Jacob and Ronnie to fucking say that. You got to get Kelly Stafford to come to your aid. Come on.
Damn, can you find like Ricky Prohl? Can you find his sons? They made it to the NFL.
I think that's the funny thing about the Rams is like the Rams fan. They're like the Rams alumni who fuck with the Rams are the LA Rams from the 90s, 80s, and 70s, which they were only good like a handful of years. They had what, a Super Bowl run and a championship run before that.
The St. Louis Rams.
But the team that actually
Jerome
won
Bettis was a Ram.
The greatest show on turf, that's a St. Louis team.
Missouri.
And I feel like they still fuck with the Rams somewhat, but like at an arm's distance.
They fuck with the Missouri fan base a little bit. But they really want to steal all the LA fans. When deep down, the Raiders fans who gave up once they moved to Vegas. Let's talk about it.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the rants. Wrap up the show. We're over time, so let's make it quick.
All right, cool. I'm going to get mine out the way. So, Kayvon Thibodeau, Oregon edge rusher and potential #1 overall pick. I think he's better than Aiden Hutchinson. More athletic, more upside. He pretty much said when he was talking to Joe, I think it was Joe Klatt, during the national title game about how Oregon is just a much better choice than Alabama. Yeah, I could go to Alabama. I'd still probably be there. I'd be winning championships, but football eventually fades. I got to do something the rest of my life. And honestly, a degree from Alabama doesn't really hold any weight or mean anything. I can go to Oregon, and they'll tell you this: 90% of Oregon graduates, especially if you're a football player automatically, you have a job in the corporate world at Nike waiting for you. I can be a global brand at Oregon through Nike. I'm just a star in Alabama. What's the California or West Coast perception of Alabama? They're not Harvard at all in the slightest. And he's right, because they're not. And Oregon is like the Harvard techie. They're like the techie.
Stanford is.
They're like the Harvard mixed.
Stanford and USC and UCLA are.
They're like the party school of Arizona State with the techiness of USC and Stanford mixed together.
You're stretching, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but yeah, it's a stretch, but yeah.
Like they're homegrown, they're techie, but they also like get rowdy and shit. And they got some dimes up there, but a lot of them are like not from Oregon. Like Oregon ain't producing baddies as a state like that. They're getting them imported from other places.
I don't know about that, but go ahead.
No, they're producing a lot, but like a lot of baddies, they're not from Oregon. They went to Oregon. They're from somewhere else. Like that's the new wave too. A lot of people saying they're from secondary states. But you just like claim it because you haven't really lived anywhere else, and you can't claim LA, so no one's gonna second guess you if you say you're from Oregon, but you're really from New Mexico. But anyway, I mean, there are people who like felt offended by that who are Alabama grads on Twitter. I'm not gonna say names, but you know, I just think don't get mad because he's right, and the fact that you got mad means he's right. I would go to Oregon too if he went. Think about it. Kayvon Thibodeau transferred from Dorsey to Oaks Christian, became the #1 player all of high school football, spurned USC to go to Oregon, won a Pac-12, was a freshman All-American, immediate impact player, knew he was going to play 3 years and leave, did that, set up NFTs, all types of shit, has a working relationship with Phil Knight, getting money and doing things the right way. And he's about to he could be a billionaire in his lifetime with what he's setting up in college now. Imagine if Jadeveon Clowney could have done what Kayvon Thibodeau is doing right now. And what Kayvon Thibodeau is doing should be applauded. Because this young man knows, hey, I'm the shit, and I'm about to get this bread. And I'm about to maximize it. And he's from L.A. He went to Dorsey. Like, he's from the inner city. And from everything he's done to where he is now, salute to him. And if you're mad, well, guess what? There ain't shit else to do with Alabama but play sports. Let's be real. And fight off the Klan. And have a Mardi Gras that nobody actually gives you credit for because you actually started Mardi Gras. But we all go to Louisiana and, do our thing down there because I guess their recruiting tool is cooler. But, yeah, whatever. Excited for the Senior Bowl, the NFLPA Bowl coming up. Shout out to my nephew who is now proceeded to just violently punching on his mom and me and my grandma. Like, this kid has too much energy. Like, I'm going to be like, dude, I just don't have it in me to play with you right now. And he'll just look at me like we're not verbally.
Play with me?
Yeah, like we're not verbally having a conversation like, nah, you're going to play with me. You can do it. And then when I might be playing Madden, he just wants to sit there and look at it. Like, he's naturally drawn to football. It's weird. Like, it's funny. He's just naturally drawn to sports. Really smart kid, though. Definitely going to get him involved in STEM and keep him there. Like, you can play sports, but you're going to get this STEM money. Just because, generational curse. It's another thing. When you realize you're the person who's stopping the generational curses in your family, so it's like you have to be that person that, like, takes the hit. It's kind of like humbling. You're like, oh, I did all this shit. I did all these things that nobody else in my family did. So the people after me could do this. It's kind of cool when you think about it that way. Like, when you're really sacrificing for the next generation and you're succeeding, it's kind of dope to think about. Yeah.
All right, so first off, one thing I didn't get to talk about in the show that I wanted to shout out was shout out to Terrell Suggs, man. He came out for the Baltimore Ravens last game in a bang outfit, channeled his inner bang.
Man lost weight.
I just wanted to shout him out because, like, honestly, he's probably one of the greatest football players that I've ever seen, like, suit up consistently, was able to play multiple positions, multiple defenses. He's part of great teams, trash teams. And it sucks that he had to watch his Ravens go out like that to the Steelers, but he deserves a shout out, at least on this podcast, for that.
Should be a first ballot Hall of Famer too. Look at his stats.
I don't think he's been out 5 years though. Like 3?
He has close to like 150. He has like close to 150 career sacks.
No, I know. I don't think he's been out of the league for 5 years though. He's only been out of the league like 3.
Still.
Remember he was with Arizona?
And he got 2 Super Bowls, I think.
And he's from Arizona.
Yep. Greatest player in Arizona history, possibly. Arizona State, definitely. And he had short arms, so they said he wasn't going to make it as an edge rusher in the NFL. Remember that.
Remember, he was a linebacker.
And then he went to defensive end.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it at D end. And what do you know? He made it at both. Like, you look at him, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis. Would you guess that Terrell Suggs and Robert Mathis are actually better than Dwight Freeney?
I wouldn't say that.
Look at the stats.
I wouldn't say that, though. I mean, maybe I would say Terrell Suggs was a more complete football player than those two players.
Freeney had ridiculous speed and was 6'1", 270, and would bolo you over.
Freeney...
Mathis was...
Freeney essentially created the modern day edge rusher. A lot of the technique that people are using and have learned
that spin
come from Dwight Freeney and by proxy Robert Mathis.
And he's from Connecticut, I think.
Yeah. But anyways,
Peppers is up there too.
Outside of that, it's been another crazy busy week for me. I guess that's just the norm. My brother started school, so be getting them to school. Learning more about nutrition for all of us. You know, it's always a constant process, kind of making that mind shift from seeing food as like something that's very emotional and driven by taste and what you feel, and if you feel full or you feel hungry, to like thinking about it as fuel for your body. And, you know, is this actually fueling my body or am I betraying my body? And like last week I did really good on the meal prep. This week I was like hit or miss. But one thing that did kind of help me, and hopefully I'm going to start getting back to it, trying to join the 5 a.m. club, but it hasn't been easy. It's been more like 6:15 club, but yeah, we'll see if I can get there. But yeah, just like one thing that I was like helped me last week, especially like when I was meal prepping well, was just thinking about eating certain food, like honestly scratches that itch in your head. Like, but like really thinking about it, like the depth of like the smell, the taste, the textures, like imagining yourself taking bites of it. Like, but after I got past that, like that really helped me get through the wall. This week has really just been a matter of times and just being lazy and not wanting to meal prep and clean. I think the biggest discouragement for me is cooking and then cleaning, because it's like, fuck, I just did all this work and ate this delicious thing and now I want to just chill, and nah, you gotta clean. So that's the most discouraging thing for me. Trying to find ways around that, so we'll see. But other than that, man, I'm just trying to lose this quarantine 30 before I turn 30. So stay tuned. This is Touchdowns and Tangents. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the Good News Sports, Good News Radio, FBC Radio, X Squad affiliates. And if you already haven't done it, please download the Good News Radio and Podcast Network app. It is where you can access and find some of the best shows and personalities in the business, live and on demand, right at your fingertips. It's simple. Just download the Good News Radio app and enjoy all of your favorite shows on the network. This is Touchdowns and Tangents. If you want to engage with us, we're TDs_tangents on Twitter and Instagram. Add us with your thoughts on what's going on in the wild card weekend
and what head coaches you can go where. I think Brian Flores, Pep Hamilton will be a great combination, because really he'll get your defense right. Just the offense might be trash, but you know, we'll see what it is. I mean, if you know anybody who's trying to get recruited, I mean, shit, tell them to make sure their grades are right, and tell them that JUCO doesn't mean you failed.
All right, peace.
Peace.